All right, it's day three. So today's video, I was thinking kind of to do it of pushing through, kind of like I talked before, but like when I woke up, I didn't really want to do this. I got to work here in a little bit, pretty soon actually. So I was debating whether I really actually wanted to get up and do it before I went to work. But that's the thing is we're all human beings. We're not always going to feel our best. We're not always going to want to do everything. Sometimes our brain and our minds are going to do everything it can to try to stop us from doing things. And that's the thing is you have to do it anyway because you have to push through that feeling of, oh, do I really not want to do this? Should I get up and do it? Can I get up and do it? And I feel like that's the resistance that we all feel. And then in those moments, we have a choice to either let the resistance get us to where I could have just not done this. I could have told myself all the reasons in the world why I shouldn't do it, why I can't do it. We all have those thoughts. Oh, we'll just do it later. Oh, we'll just do it tomorrow. Oh, maybe the next day. And then the next day comes and all those same thoughts come. It's like we're always living in a future instead of in the present moment. And I'm guilty of doing this too. I used to always tell myself I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start it next week. I'll do it when I'm ready. I'll do it when I feel better. And I've realized sometimes that you say you're going to do it when you feel better. When you actually do it, you actually feel better. Because the reason why you don't feel good is because you're not doing the things that you should be doing. Like there's been time periods in my life where I sat around and didn't do anything and I didn't feel good and kind of like I was laying down a little extra today before work. And then finally once I said, all right, I got to get up. So I forced myself to get up, and then once I got up and start moving, then it was like, okay, start shaking, shaking the body out, get the energy flowing, and then sat down and did my morning meditation, and then did a little bit more movement, and then did the visualization meditation, and then sat down and did my journaling. And that's the thing too is like journaling's really you don't realize that asking yourself these questions, coming up with these ideas, and actually writing it down in a journal actually is pretty powerful. I mean, the I've been journaling for 2.5 years, somewhere in there, and I've realized that before I started doing it, it just didn't have any power. Like I wouldn't do it. I'd always tell myself, I'll do it later, like I was just talking about. And but I don't know what it is. When you write things down, sometimes what I write down comes true, like before it's even true in this 3D reality that we live in. So you almost put it into the spiritual world, or they call it the 4D, and you put that intention out there into the universe that this is what I've already created, and then the universe works and creates it for you, transforms it from the 4D down into the 3D, which we're experiencing right here. And before, because like they talk about time isn't linear, and that we perceive it as linear 3D, but it's actually happening all at once, so it's already all happened. It's a pretty hard concept to wrap your mind around. I've had a hard time with it. I kind of understand it, but at times I'm still like, it's still like, because I feel like our brains, our logical minds weren't really meant to understand it. So sometimes you just got to be like, all right, maybe I don't understand it, but it's probably true, or it is true. So I find that kind of, interesting that to have that thought, like everything's already happened all at once. So, but again, I didn't really, today I'm kind of tired. I think that's part of it too, is like sometimes when I'm tired, I try to push through things even when I don't want to do it. And sometimes you're not as sharp, and then sometimes you think you ain't going to be able to do it. So for me, it's just getting up, getting going, and trying to do the best I can under the circumstances that I'm in this moment. Because, and some days that's going to be great, some days it's not. Some days there's going to be repetition in these videos for 30 straight days. So I'm going to kind of go over some of the same stuff. But to be honest with you, like I was saying yesterday, that repetition is what ingrains it into your brain, because our whole life we've developed these patterns of what we've done every day. It's like they say too with your thought, like we have like so many thousand thoughts a day, or like 80, 90,000, and like 60 or 70 of them are the same ones we had yesterday, because we've created those patterns over the years so deep. like the rudders in our minds and the patterns are so deep that it takes time to uh, get them out. And again, none of this stuff happens overnight. Like I was talking yesterday. I remember if, like Wayne Dyer used to always say, "Change your thoughts, change your life," and then I'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna change my thoughts," and then then it wouldn't work, and I'd be like, "All right, this stuff's BS. It doesn't work." And so then like one time I ended up going to see Mike Dooley speak, and he's like, the problem is that we expect patterns or thoughts that we've had for 30 years or 20 years, however long you've been alive, to change overnight. And he's like, that ain't how it works. You have to work at it. And the old self, the old thoughts, the old you is going to creep up all the time and tell you that you're still that person. But you have to fight through that and push through that. And that's kind of what I did today is like before I would have just laid there and probably not done this. So I'm trying to challenge myself to do this no matter how I feel, no matter what. I'm tired, I'm a little sore, but you know what? I'm going to get up, I'm going to go through the process, and I'm going to do it anyway, even though I don't feel like it. So that's the thing is that sometimes when you let that thought win of I'm not going to do it, then you just start feeling worse. Where if you say, you know what, I'm going to start, and then you start to develop that pattern of when you don't feel like doing it, then you do it anyway, then you feel better. And then the next time it comes up, do it anyway, you feel better. And then you'll get days where you just feel great and you want to do it. Like yesterday, I felt really good when I got up. So again, that's the journey and that's the human experience that we sometimes expect it to be perfect all the time and that we expect us to be, well, I'll do it when I feel better. I'll do it when I'm ready. And you know what? What if you don't feel better? What if you're never ready? We're never ready. You just got to go out there and get it. It's like Dean Graziosi always says, take that leap and grow wings on the way down. And that's all we ever can do is take the leap, do the best we can with where we're at in our, journey or our learning or whatever it is, and then adjust to whatever happens. And to think that we're not going to fail, to think that we're not going to screw up, there's no human being that's perfect. And if they are, they're probably lying. They are lying. So we just keep learning, keep pushing through, and just keep at it. Don't give up. And I'll leave it with the one quote that I really like. I forget who says it, but that uh, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. So we have to fail so we can learn and grow and adjust on the fly and realize that we're always got room to learn. We've always got room to be better and to just be gentle with the process, keep learning, and just, keep being you and never give up.